Hey, welcome, folks. I'm meteorologist Tom Kavicka. We're going to talk a little weather here for a bit. We still have another round of some weather coming through, so we'll get to that in just a bit. We can see the mostly cloudy sky linger. We saw a little bit of sunshine, which helps the atmosphere recover. The fuel that the atmosphere had for severe weather was kind of drained by this morning's event. And this morning's event wasn't bad. So that's some good news. But we've had a good south wind increasing during the day. We've got breaks in the clouds, so it's warmed up a tad. We got plenty enough moisture. We got some instability. So round two promises to come in, and I think it will be stronger than round one. And speaking of that, here's round one. What's left of it traveling eastward. Notice an uptick in the action across portions of central and southeast Texas. The atmosphere feeling the next system coming in, next piece of energy to the west of there in the southern plains and southern Rockies there. And that piece of energy will be working its way through. And I look for this to increase in coverage and strength as we continue to move through that time frame. No watches, a couple of warnings down there, but no watches out of the Storm Prediction Center yet about severe weather potential. All right, so satellite and radar, we can see this twist right there across Oklahoma and Kansas, kind of centered across northern Oklahoma right there. Here's the surface system associated with it. And on the backside, notice the uptick in the action right here across portions of Texas. And again, that is weather to watch, weather to come for us. So this is the energy that changes weather. By Sunday morning, we'll see a piece come through out of the west. That's the system we're watching it right now, which is back over in this part of the country. And so essentially what that does is it causes the atmosphere to lift. That's how you create rain and thunderstorms, and it occurs ahead of it. Okay, so even though you say, well, that's 7 o'clock Sunday morning, we're ahead of it right now. So it's already generating a lift in the atmosphere as we saw across portions of Texas, and all that will come this way during that time frame. But eventually by Monday, it's out of here. In fact, even by later Sunday, it is. But notice a big piece of energy. You say, God, that's terrible looking. Well, it looks worse than it really is. Thankfully, we don't have a moist, unstable atmosphere at that particular time, or we would see something significant from it. But right now, we'll let it go with some rain, scattered showers, and a few thunderstorms there, and a front. So the main thing that this is going to do is grab some cooler air and push it down into central Louisiana next week, middle and latter part of next week, when we see the lowest temperatures that we've had so far this young fall season. So let me step you through Saturday, 8 o'clock. We'll start to see an uptick in the action if you're out with your entertainment, and we could even see warnings that early. By midnight, it's rocking and rolling pretty good, folks, as the coverage and intensity increases. Definitely a possibility of some warnings there. By the time we get into early Sunday morning, still some showers and thunderstorms around, especially south and east of the metro, but things are toning down. And for church services, I think we're going to be okay. No major issues unless there's some areas that are flooding. And yeah, that will be a problem. So Sunday evening, not much, if anything, happening there as well. And then as we go into Monday morning for your commute and mid-morning, say appointments, well, things have settled down and it's a nice morning. So weather outlook continues across the central Louisiana, lesser potential to the north, more potential in the central and southern areas, basically Leesville, Alexandria, and a line toward Natchez, Faraday, right through there. South of there is the higher potential. North of there, there's less potential. And that includes, again, the marginal and slight. These are Storm Prediction Center categories. I lump that into one, and I call it limited. All right, so limited is a good place to be, better than the significant and high risk areas. So overall, bar not too high. The flood bars and the wind bar remain the primary things, I think, with this. Hail and tornado. Well, actually, I think tornado risk could be a little bit greater than the hail risk, but it's probably somewhere around about 5% there. So the good news is basically the bars are fairly low. So event two is on the way. Through Sunday morning will be affected by that, starting later on this evening. Threat level, again, is limited. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, depending on where you are in central Louisiana. The primary risk is thunderstorm wind. Secondary risk will be the hail and tornadoes. common rainfall. And this is another hydro dimension to this thing. So locally heavy rain will be possible. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches will be common, and 4 to 6 inch peak amounts, I think, could happen. Again, that's on top of event 1 this morning. Now, some of these bigger clusters or storms will be able to be pretty efficient at putting water on the ground. And so I'd say 2 to 3 inches of rain in an hour or less would be possible. And that is where we would see one of the aspects of this. One of the impacts would be, we could see some, especially in urban areas, poor drainage. You know the story, you know the areas, could have some problems there. And this 4 to 6 inches that we get out of this event could cause some small river systems, perhaps say the Calcasieu, to get in flood next week. So monitor your weather sources. There is a possibility that later this evening through tonight and early Sunday, we could have all 3 modes happening: flash flood warnings, tornado warnings, and severe thunderstorm warnings. I hope we don't, but I'll be here to keep it covered for you. So go into the tropics, a brief focus here. We see this system. This is Melissa winding up, getting a little stronger. In fact, Melissa is a hurricane now, Cat 1 hurricane. So here's the latest path analysis. Very slow mover and making that turn, unfortunately, right on top of Jamaica with a direct hit from a major hurricane, then across southeastern Cuba, southeastern Bahamas, and then out into the open southwest Atlantic Ocean. I really fear for our friends over there in Haiti, Jamaica, and southeast Cuba. They are going to be pounded by strong wind and heavy rain for days from this thing. It could be catastrophic. You know, I'm not one to chase an ambulance, but the reality is there. When you have several days of impact, I'm really focused on Jamaica right now for the impact for the hurricane landfall. You got the surge and all that. So prayers for those folks is what I say. Coming back home, we have a front coming with all this stuff Sunday on the backside of that piece of energy that I showed you coming through that's activating the atmosphere. I got 60%. That would be early morning Sunday, 77 for your high. Then we go into Monday. Took the rain out of the forecast. I think it blows through cleanly. And then rain chances come back Tuesday and Tuesday night with about a 30 to 40% there. Ahead of that big piece of energy you saw dropping in out of the north. It's going to bring the cool air. And then look what happens there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even into Saturday. Nice cool mornings, especially Thursday through Saturday, mid to lower 40s. If we get this 42, remember, I use averages for SINLA. If we get that for the first time this fall, I think we would see the colder thermometers, colder locations hit the upper 30s during that time frame. And you said you wanted some cool weather with highs staying in the 60s. Well, there it is, folks. I got about 3 straight days for you in most areas. And that second front coming in the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. I think Wednesday, everybody's behind the front. The front is approaching Tuesday. We get that little stir up in the weather there Tuesday night. Front comes in Wednesday, and we get some glorious, some fall weather there. Not gumbo weather that I would consider. I may be wrong about this, but to me, gumbo weather is cloudy, overcast, rainy, and chilly. Okay, but we'll have mostly sunny days and mostly clear nights with that stuff in the mid and latter part of next week. Okay, I'll be quiet and focus on the warnings if we have any later this evening. I'll be able to put those out on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Honkin Vicka, Nick Miculus, Meteorologist Nick Miculus, as well as the YouTube channel on SINLAweather.com, our website there. All right, take care, and let's hope for the best tonight.